Happy 2018. Today's video I'm going to show you how I don't make this recipe exactly, but how I kind of cheat on it and how you can make even more cheats for French market soup. It's something that we like to have when it's cold weather, and usually I prepare it for New Year's Day. This is the original recipe as I was given it. I retyped it so that my students could use it when I taught high school. It calls for a pack of mixed beans, some margarine or oil, an onion, a bulb of garlic, some ham meat, the juice of a lemon, salt, pepper, and tomatoes. I'm going to show you how I kind of adapt this recipe. Really, you can put everything in there all together instead of just following these directions as steps. It's still going to be fine. Soup is a very forgiving type of thing to prepare. I'm actually going to use whole tomatoes instead of the canned tomatoes, but you can use regular diced tomatoes or you can use Rotel. Either one's going to be fine, and then just fill the cans with water. I'm going to do it a little differently. Regardless of the recipe, this is what I use to make the French market soup. I usually get the bone from a ham, and generally my mom cooks the ham for Christmas, and then she saves the bone for me with some nice chunks of meat left over, and I can actually go down to her house and get some more to put in if I want to. I use the 18 bean soup pack from Hearst Ham Beans because it has 15 different kinds of beans in it. It also has in here a little flavoring pack that you can add into it to give it some extra flavor. I'm not sure if it's vegan or not. I just use salt and pepper to season. I think the recipe calls for 6 tomatoes, but I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 just because I bought 9. And I use a yellow onion because I don't like purple onions. They have a stealthy flavor that just I don't care for. White onions are a little too bitter. Yellow onions have a sweeter flavor when they're caramelized or heated, so I prefer those. And the juice of 1 lemon. If you've ever juiced a lemon, it takes a long time and you have to pick the seeds out, and it seems to me there's a lot of waste. I don't have a garbage disposal to put the lemon rinds in, so I just hit the easy button and purchase this, and I will probably use about half of the container. I will sort the beans, wash those, let them soak, cut some meat off of the ham, core the tomatoes, slice them up. I'm not going to peel them. Peel the onion, slice it up, add some salt and pepper to taste. Like I said, probably half of this. Put it in the crock pot and let it cook. Well, French market soup can't be any easier than that. The beans in this are Northern Pinto, Large Lima, Yellow Eye Bean, Garbanzo, Baby Lima, Green Split Pea, Yum, Kidney Cranberry Beans, which are really good, Small White, also good, Pink Bean, Small Red, also good, Yellow Split Pea, Lentil, I like those, Navy, White Kidney, Black Bean, and a seasoning packet. The ingredients for the seasoning packet are soy protein, maltodextrin, salt, artificial flavorings, and smoke flavor, and something to keep it from caking. So there's no MSG in there. It's gluten-free. Here's the facility information and the website if you'd like to go to it, as well as their phone number. I'm not doing a analysis of how many calories are in this because I have no idea about the ham, and I'm just not going to do all that math. If you want French market soup, just eat it and enjoy it. But beans are typically a really good source of protein. These have a good source of calcium and iron, and good 36% of the dietary fiber, so just tell yourself you're doing something good. Plus tomatoes and onions are good for you. Here's the flavoring packet. I may add it this time. I don't think I've ever used it before. I do not put these beans in a colander because these lentils are so tiny they're going to get caught up down in there. So just sort the beans while looking through them while they're dry. See if you see anything in there that shouldn't be in there. I don't think I've ever found any rocks or stones or fingers or anything like that, but just make yourself believe that you've done everything you're supposed to do. So you sort through those, then you just fill it full of water and let it set. This is why it tells you that you want to sort your beans, because it may have stones and debris present. Like I said, I've never seen that in there.
I'm going to let these soak for about 8 hours. Then I'm going to put my French market soup on, let it cook overnight. If you needed to do fast, if you need the beans to be prepared faster than that, then there's your quick cook recipe. I don't. I'll check these in about 8 hours.
This is what the beans look like after they have fully soaked. They are big enough now. If I want to put them in the colander to drain them, I can do so. Then just dump them into the crock pot of the slow cooker. I cut the ends off of the onions, cut them up into small pieces. They do not have to be regularly sized pieces because they're going to actually cook away. You're just putting them in there for the flavor, so it doesn't matter what shape they are. Heat up the margarine, the butter, or the oil in a saucepan and saute the onions until they're kind of brown like this. That's going to get them all good and caramelized. Then I just add my salt and my pepper to the beans. I take my ham bones and put them on top of the beans. If there's any large pieces on the ham, you can cut those up if you like. You can add more ham to this if you want. And I had to break the or bend the bone, I guess, to get it to fit into the crock pot. That's just pretty normal. I dumped the onions on top of the pork. Core the tomatoes, cut the tomatoes into irregularly shaped pieces because again they're going to mostly cook away as well. I had some garlic in a jar, which is not my preferred way to use garlic, but that's what I had, so I cut that up and also put the oil into my crock pot. Then I just brought a saucepan full of water to boil because I wanted to go ahead and get this stuff heated. I poured some boiling water on top of everything in there. I did not get it all the way to the top, but close to, because those tomatoes are going to cook down and give you some extra broth. And that's what it looked like before I put the lid on there. At 8 p.m. I cut it on high, and I left it on high for probably about 2 hours. Then I cut it on low and let it cook for the rest of the night and into the day, and it was marvelous. And it's on now. This is what it looked like the next morning when I got up. It was all thick and soup-like. Here's a bowl of the French market soup ready to eat. Look at that. Lovely chunks of ham, beans, tomatoes. The onions have pretty much cooked away, leaving only the flavor and the nutrients. Pretty simple. Pretty good. I think today is the coldest, well, it is the coldest day of the year for 2018 because it's January the 1st, but it hasn't been this cold in my part of the country in a long, long time. So this is extremely welcomed. Yum. I had a bowl and I sent half of it. I sent half of the crock pot full of French market soup home with my mom, and I had a bowl, and I still have 4 containers left to put in the freezer. In hindsight, I added more tomatoes than I've ever put in the French market soup, and I will back off next time. It's a little too tomatoey for the French market soup flavor, so I recommend sticking closer to the recipe. Unless you like it this red, it does have a very tomatoey taste, which some people may like, some people may not. I prefer it a little less tomatoey for this particular recipe, but it's good. Yes, you caught me in my black fuzzy robe. I'm in my jammies. Thanks for watching my recipe about French market soup. Remember, it's free to like, subscribe, share the video if appropriate. Leave a comment below, and until next time, take care. Bye. Cook something for someone you love. Bye.